So in the days since my father's accident, I've tried to speak on behalf of not just myself, but on behalf of my whole family on many occasions. And now I speak just for me. I want to share with you a couple of anecdotes from my early childhood, give you an idea of what kind of a father I had. So when I was 2 years old, my mom was pregnant, and I was ready to graduate from a crib to a bed. And so we needed a bed, so of course Dad said, let's build a bed. But he didn't just build a bed. He got the wood, he got the nails, and he handed me a hammer. No, I'm not kidding. He did. I was 2 years old, not even 2.5, had me hammer together my own bed. When I was 8 or 9 years old, most memorable trip of my life still, my dad and I, just the two of us, drove to North Carolina. And we're driving through Virginia, and we get to the border with North Carolina. Dad stops the car, he pulls over, and he looks at me and he says, okay, now you're in charge. Now you're in charge. It's your show. He says, here's the budget. Here's how long we're going to be here. You decide what to do, how much to spend. Whatever you want to do, we'll do. And he trusted me to make all the decisions. He even trusted me to make very tough ethical choices, like, do I buy 2 rounds at the bumper cars for myself, or one for him and one for me? He let me make those decisions and live with the consequences. He even encouraged me, for the scientists out there, encouraged me to try optimization. I remember there were some water slides, and you could either buy an hour at the water slides for $3, or you could buy one trip for $1. So we had to figure out, what was the best way. And he never gave me the answers. He just guided me with some questions and let me figure it out and let me decide. Also, on that trip, we were in the Kitty Hawk area, and there's tremendous sand dunes there. So we climbed up on one of those sand dunes, and I was looking out off at something in the distance. I said, Dad, how far do you think that is? And he didn't just pull a number, out of the air or say, I don't know, or something random. He said, oh, let's calculate it. And proceeded to show me how just with knowing the length of his finger and the length of his forearm, he could then use the ratio to estimate, and the distance to that object out there. And it was wonderful. That was my introduction to geometry at 8 years old, and it gave me a leg up 5 or 6 years later when I had to take it in high school. And then on that same trip, there was the story of the wave. Dad loved the beach. Those who have been on vacation with him near the shore know that, winter, summer, waves, hurricanes, whatever. He's at the beach, he's swimming. And he really loved the waves. And what he really liked to do was to swim past the surf, past where they were crashing, and get behind that to where they're just gently rolling. And he really wanted to share that with me. But I was terrified of waves. I was a good swimmer, I was on swim team, but waves just, give me a nice blue pool, calm water, that's fine. No, Dad said, let's go in, it'll be fun. And I was really resistant. So what he did is he took one of those really cheap vinyl tote bags that you all get at conferences, and you know what I'm talking about. And he took a beach ball and stuffed it inside, and that didn't quite zip it closed, and that was my flotation device. And so he put me on his shoulders, and we start walking in, and of course off in the distance I see like this ridiculous wave. And it's enormous, and I say, Dad, there's a big wave. He said, oh, don't worry about it. Dad, there's a big wave. No. Dad, there's a big wave. And what he didn't quite calculate was that his body would be so much lighter in the water. And so me on his shoulders didn't work out as well as he expected. Of course, this wave comes, and this wave hits us, and the next thing I know, I'm on the beach. I don't remember what happened in between. But I don't think we ever found the tote bag. But, the thing was that, so it was very traumatic for me at the time, and it took me some years to get over, but Dad